A reaction? Oh my goodness. We are here live at Crypticon 2013, and I am standing here with William Forsythe. Oh my goodness, I've been waiting for this interview for ages. Mr. Forsythe, welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
Oh, good, good.
Good?
What can I say, brother? Profound pleasure.
Thank you so much for being on the show. I want to ask you about just Devil's Rejects reunion you're doing here today at Crypticon. How's that going for you? Well,
It's been great. Regrouping the guys, bringing the Maniacs back together, putting on a little show. It's been a lot of fun.
meeting all the fans,
Oh, yeah.
kissing all the babies, flirting with the women a little bit maybe?
Poor degenerate. You poor degenerate.
I am a degenerate, and coming from you, I take that as a compliment.
It's a pretty phony fucking accent.
It's very phony. So what was it working with my friend Rob Zombie? Do you get along with Rob well?
Rob's a good man.
Good man.
He's a great director. He's good to work with. Very smart.
He is a good man. I've known him since 1993 or 4. It's been a long time since I've seen Rob. He was very unfamous when I knew him. He was just starting out his career.
Everyone must start.
That's right. Speaking of starting your career, you played a little role on a small television show in 1982 called Chips, where you played Trasher, lead singer of the punk rock band Pain. I want to talk about this because this is a classic, legendary thing in the punk rock underground.
It is. I actually saw it about 8 years ago. It was playing in the Bulldog in Amsterdam.
Wow.
They played it all day.
They played your song. So was that the real or a fictitious punk band, the band Pain?
Well, it was a real cut. We definitely cut the record.
Did you actually cut the record yourself? You actually sang those lyrics, and that was your voice that we hear on that show?
Yes, I did.
Wow. And you were influenced a bit maybe by decline of the Western civilization for that scene a little bit?
Well, I worked at the Troubadour, and and we on a regular basis had a lot of punk bands. A lot of them were real crappy, but Fear was one good one.
Leaving, yes, of course.
And I always really liked Lee, and when that part came up, he for me was a perfect guy to model after, especially when he was up performing. I actually saw him put a steel-toe boot through a guy's front teeth. Who tried to get up on the stage.
Oh my goodness.
And actually a lot of the kids that I used to, guys, the Mohawk kids and everything that I used to throw out of the club, as the slam dance and doorman, they ended up on the show. So if you ever see it, take a good look at how close those beer cans are coming to my head.
Now I understand you did that all in one take, is that correct?
The song.
The song
Yeah.
was in one take, just straight up.
Yeah.
This is one take Forsythe right here, man. That's good stuff right there, my friend.
Indeed, sir.
Not many actors can pull that stuff off, especially portraying a punk band. I mean, that's good.
Yeah, what can I say? It's the opera training.
The opera training, that's right. Excellent. You were also in another movie with Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe called Virtuosity.
That's right.
That is actually a personal favorite of mine, maybe not of some other people's, but I love that movie, and I feel it was really ahead of its time in a lot of ways.
You're absolutely correct on that. The movie was ahead of the technology. The guy who directed the film, he was a step ahead, and when the film was released, if it had been released even just a few years later, it would have had a different story.
Yes, like The Matrix and movies like that came out just a few years afterwards, and really, I mean, Virtuosity was well ahead of all of that.
Absolutely.
And the computer programming coming to life, I mean, that, and even the visual effects and all of that.
Absolutely.
So you were excellent, of course, in that movie, I must say. And also, Cloak and Dagger, you played a bit of a techno nerd gamer, did you not?
I did. I did research when I decided to do that part, and I started going to all these game stores and places, and the guy that I ended up creating, I would say about 95% of the guys who were running those stores looked exactly like him at the time, so I became obsessed with creating that look in him.
The 80s computer nerd look, yes.
Big gulp drinking.
Big gulp drinking. Very much so. Very much so. Well, I had to ask you this. Since we were at the horror convention, what is your favorite horror movie when you were growing up as a kid?
Well, I'm very strange in the horror world. I'm not a gore horror fan.
Yes.
I don't appreciate that as much as others do. I was always stuck on the originals. I love Frankenstein. I love
yes,
Frankenstein.
of course.
And I still think it stands up as a great film. And Dracula. These were the films that were the most influence in that realm.
And the actors, Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff. I mean, those were the greats.
Yeah, I always preferred thrillers. That's why I was always a Hitchcock fan.
Oh, Hitchcock, another. We showed The Birds a few weeks ago, on a few months ago, I guess. We showed The Birds on our show. It's a good it's a good movie. It was excellent, and we had some birds on our show, and so we had a good time with it. Let's put it that way.
Great, it's a great movie.
So, what kind of current projects do you have going right now that you might want the folks out there in TV land to know about?
Well, right now I just finished doing a movie called The Bronx Bull. It's a continuing story of Jake LaMotta. The original movie Raging Bull covered Jake's life through his career. This film starts right at the end of his career, and I play him till he's 73.
Oh my goodness!
In the film, and I think we made a good movie. So it's due for release. They're telling me now, November.
In November. So keep your eyes out for that right there. And where can people kind of keep track of you? Is there a Facebook page or a Twitter account?
No, I'm
None
a
of that. You are just a hiding.
I'm a hider.
The man is hiding from the cruel realities of this world. So I do not blame you, my friend. I do not blame you. Well, I thank you for being on Drive-In Movie Maniacs, my friend.
Pleasure, sir.
Excellent, excellent. William Forsythe. Holy cow. Oh my goodness. Excellent.